Hi guys! So in this video I am going to be doing a walkthrough of my Season 7 Ahsoka Tano cosplay. Alright, so to start this video off, we are going to start with the boots and then just work our way up the cosplay. Okay, so here are the boots that I wear for Ahsoka. They're just a plain pair of black boots, nothing special about them. So next up is the Shin armor. This is also the boot armor. As you can see, these are all one piece. They are attached on the inside here with some elastic and hot glue so that I can still have some movement in them. And then these two pieces of elastic go around the bottom of the boot. And then there's a piece here at the top of the calf that goes around the boot. And then this one is actually Velcro, because I found that a piece of elastic here was too tight for me to be able to slide this on, and then it all just slides on over my boot. It is 6mm craft foam that is painted with just plain silver acrylic paint and then weathered with some gray acrylic paint. It is a little bit of heat shape in there to help hold the form. The way I patterned these is I got a piece of paper, I held it up to my shin, I drew out the basic shape that I wanted, basic shape and size, cut it out, and then made any changes that I needed to. And then I copied it to the foam, cut it out of the foam, and put everything together. It was the same for these pieces as well. Alright, so moving on up. So these are the knee pads. These are contact cemented together. I did Dremel these on an angle so they would hold that shape like that. I patterned these the same way as I did the bottom of the boots, by holding a piece of paper, drawing out the shapes I wanted, and then checking the fit before I cut out of the foam. And then it does have a piece of elastic just hot glued to the inside so that it stays around my knee. Okay, so moving on up, next is the leggings. I wear just a plain black pair of leggings. So here is my dress. There's the front and there's the back. It is made out of a blue stretch suede that I got from Joann's. So it does have some stretch to it. It does not have any type of closure on it. It doesn't have a zipper or snaps or anything. It just slides on over my head because it is stretchy enough to do that. This silver detailing, all of this silver detailing is silver iron on vinyl from Cricut. It is all hand cut because I do not have a vinyl cutter or anything. I just drew a score line with a pencil on the back and then cut it out with either an X-Acto blade or scissors and then ironed it on. The way I drew out these shapes is I just used a piece of chalk, put the dress on, and then drew out the lines where I wanted them to, measured it all out, and then transferred it. This centerpiece I transferred to paper first, made sure that it looked right, all the measurements are right, and then I cut out that pattern from paper and then copied it to the vinyl, cut out the vinyl, and then ironed it on. So yeah. So the way I patterned the dress is I actually used a dress I already own. So here is that dress. As you can see, it's ironically the same color, but it's a very similar shape except for obviously the neckline. And I just laid this out on my fabric, traced it with chalk, cut it out, sewed it, and then I tried it on and took it in as needed. Just added a collar to it, and that was about it. So next is the belt and thigh armor and waist armor. So here is that piece. It is all one piece, and it just Velcros right there in the front. So let's start with these, the armor plates that she has. So this is the thighs and the back. So I patterned them the same way that I did the boot armor. The armor is made from, I believe, 8mm. It's a little bit thicker. And then it has this blue suede on it. It is a different material than the dresses, and this suede was spray glued on using Loctite spray glue. Spray glued onto the foam, and then I cut out and painted these silver detailings. I did paint them first, and then those were then glued on top of the suede, and then I painted these details on after I had everything glued together. These details are just painted on with just some watered down acrylic paint. Here is her lightsaber clip. Mine is not functional, it's just craft foam. This is actually hot glued on, not spray glued. So all of these were made in the same way. So these, the thighs and the main back plate are glued on directly to the belt pieces, and then these ones are glued to little strips of fabric that are then glued to each other, so I have a little bit of movement there. So let's go to the belt next. So the way I made the belt is I wrapped my waist with some tape and then drew on the shape that I wanted, then cut out the shape, put on some craft foam, and cut it out. This does have a little bit of heat shaping in it. I did drum out the edges here to give them a bit more of a rounded. And this brown piece is a separate piece. It is reinforced on the inside with some fabric. So you can see there I had to fix some rips that I had. I reinforced it with hot glue and fabric. I did accidentally make my belt too small, so I had to add this little piece in the back. But yeah. So next, the way I patterned these is I put the belt on and then just held up a piece of paper, drew out the shape that I wanted, and then cut it out and transferred to foam. I did use the same pattern for all three of these. I did not make a different pattern for each one. I just used the same pattern and then just shortened it a little bit. And then here's the belt buckle. Belt buckle is thicker. I believe it is made from 10mm craft foam with a layer of 2mm on top to help give that detail in the center. The edges were cut with a box cutter and then dremelled to make them a little smoother. Help make them smoother and even out the shape. And then it was just contact cemented on here. I just had some Velcro hot glued to the inside so I can close it. So here are my arm tights. These are a plain pair of white opaque tights that I got from Walmart, and then I dyed them with Rit dye in Sunshine, just the regular dye, not the synthetic, with a touch of brown to help mute the color. Like, cut the toes off so I could put my hands through. I do have a thumb hole in them, and then I cut a hole for my head right here. And then I did cut the waistband off so it was a little bit more comfortable around my chest. And that's about it. So I do wear orange gloves for Ahsoka. And the paint I use is water activated, so it will activate with sweat if you're not careful. And I did not want to be leaving orange Cheeto fingerprints everywhere. So these gloves are from We Love Colors. I got them in light orange. They are their matte seamless wrist length gloves. I did get them in light orange. I wanted white, but they didn't have white in the size that I needed. I got the size B, which is their middle size. And then I dyed them with the same Rit dye that I used to dye the arm tights. Got these fake acrylic nails from Amazon. I cut them down to size, filed them so they were nice and pretty, painted them with this dark maroon color, and then a clear coat, and then I sanded the back to give the back of it a bit of grip for the glue. Then I glued them on with super glue, and that was about it. The way I glued these on is I had a plastic glove on my hand and then put these on over the plastic glove and then just glued it with my hand inside. They don't work with electronics though, so I can't use my phone with these. I do have a stylus that I use with these. So yeah, that's the only bad side. I can't really use my phone, but I do use a stylus, so it's okay. It works. So here is a glove. As you can see, I leave the hand plate attached. I just leave the hand plate attached. It is attached with Velcro. It is attached with Velcro, so I can't take it off. I just find it easier to leave it on. It is made out of the same blue stretch suede as the dress. So there's no closures or anything on this. And it is a fingerless glove that comes up to my elbow. Here is her gauntlet. It is made the same way as the thigh armor. So there's the thicker craft foam, spray glued the suede onto here. I painted the silver detailing onto 2mm craft foam and then glued it onto the base. These are just little craft foam pieces that I painted and hot glued on. This is again watered down acrylic paint. There's some watered down acrylic paint to give it a bit more definition. And then it just slides on. Same blue stretch suede as the gloves and the dress. This does have a little bit of acrylic paint to give it some weathering and definition. Alright, so I actually have two headpieces for this cosplay. I have a foam one and a silicone one. Alright, we are going to start with the foam one first because I did make that one first. So here it is. So this is made out of upholstery foam, 1/2-inch upholstery foam. I got it from Walmart. It is called Project Foam there. It was like $10 for a roll of it. And then it is covered in spandex that I got from Hobby Lobby, painted with white acrylic paint mixed with a fabric medium. And then I drew lines with pencil for her markings and then painted it with a mix of blue, teal, and gray acrylic paint. And then my headband is just plain 2mm craft foam. So it's just plain 2mm craft foam painted with silver and weathered with gray, 2mm craft foam painted yellow, and then the way it attaches is with magnets. So here is my silicone headpiece. I'm not going to get into the details of how I made this. That will be in another video. So this is just going to be a basic overview. It is made from Smooth On EcoFlex 20. The blue is Smooth On Cycle paints, which are silicone paints that was tinted with blue, white, and black silk pegs. It does have a power mesh embedded in it to help prevent rips and tears and give it a bit more strength. It is super flexible. It is so comfortable. It is fairly lightweight, and it is stuffed with just some plain pillow stuffing. And this does just sit on my head. Both this one and the foam one do sit on my head perfectly fine. They don't have any types of clips or bobby pins or hooks or headbands in them. They just sit on my head like a hat. I do have some slight problems with this wanting to slide back, but it's very minimal. And I have ordered some Skin Tight, which is an FX product for gluing silicone to skin. And I will use that whenever I wear this to cons or any type of events. But yeah, there it is. Again, the headband just magnets on. Alright, so that is almost everything for my Season 7 Ahsoka cosplay. I will have separate videos for her lightsabers and for makeup. I hope that this has answered a lot of questions you have, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. I hope that this was helpful for anyone who is planning on making their own Ahsoka cosplay. Good luck to you if you are, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!